Go.
Oh, really?
10, 15 minutes ago.
Oh.
20 minutes ago.
Hey guys, I'm Los.
Hello, welcome to Super Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate,
So there you go.
the N.E.S podcast. I am Andrew.
And we're going to be talking about pretty much what we've been interested in our whole lives. It'll be movies, comics, TV shows, anything really nerdy and geeky in the world.
Nerdy pop culture, basically.
And so pretty much today's our first initial start. So we're going to call this a zero issue.
0 year, 0 issue,
Zero
podcast.
issue. Okay. Besides that, we can start introducing ourselves. Pretty much got into this kind of world with Batman. What is it, 89?
89, Tim Burton.
Yeah, the Tim Burton Batman. Small. God, how old was I there? I was at 4 years old. Yeah, 4 years old. I remember watching it with my parents and just...
Wait, you were 4 years old in 89?
Yeah.
I'm 5 years older than you. I did not know that.
Yeah. You were what? 10?
Uh,
9?
I was 9.
9, yeah.
We're getting to learn about each other on this podcast, too.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But, yeah, I just piqued my interest. I remember I had my parents buy me the little Batman toys. One of them was a figure that he didn't have a grappling hook, but his utility belt was his grappling hook. I don't even remember this.
I remember I had that same
You had the
exact
same one?
Where you pull it out?
Yeah,
in
you
front?
pull it out, you hook it
I
up
had
to
the
a
same
corner,
exact one.
and just see him, rope up. But, didn't... It just started me off on the right direction. Then from there, start watching cartoons. Didn't really get into comic books until maybe I was 10 or 12. I actually had a teacher who, if you won the multiplication table contest or something, he would give you a comic, and I won it once, and
That's cool.
my first comic book ever was from him, and it was a Ghost Rider. And it just piqued my interest more at that time. And then I really, really started getting into comic books right in high school. I had a good friend of mine who was really into that world, and he would always come to class and just tell me some crazy stories, some art, and it would always pique my interest. But, never really went out and sought out comics. I never bought it myself. That didn't come out until, honestly, later on in my life. I was 22. I was working at N.E.S company out in LA, and my partner at the time would always have comic books, and he would always tell me this crazy stories that he would read. And he was a big DC fan. He was reading at the time Crisis, what was going on, and I was so intrigued with it that I had to read up what led to those events. And he was telling me that the events that led up to Crisis can be, go back to all the way to the beginning to, back in the 80s, when the initial first Crisis came to be. And since I had money at the time, I went and bought, all the books almost leading up to that. And since then, I've been stuck reading comic books. I can call myself more of a Marvel fanboy. I don't hate on DC, though. I still read DC. I read a lot of other graphic novels, or also indie comic books. As far as the movie world, I've always been into movies. I even had a job at AMC Theaters. And most of my free time I either spend watching Netflix with my daughter, or even just watching any kind of movies. And don't really have a genre. I just love all kinds of movies, from action to silly humor, campy, to just ones that end up talking all day. What about you?
As far back as I can remember, I've had Justice League action figures, even before like that Batman that we still had, because you remember the gold packaging it came in,
Yeah.
and it had like the image of the '89. Even further back than that, DC action heroes, like the Kung Fu grip style.
Okay.
You know, where you press the legs, squeeze the legs together, and the arms run for the Flash, or like a button on the back where they would punch. And I can vividly remember those. Like I had the Superman, I had Hawkman, Batman. I had the Joker Penguin with this rainbow umbrella, like he used as a weapon. It would spin and kind of hypnotize. As far back as I can remember, just starting with toys.
I wonder if those toys had any kind of value now. If you would have.
I don't think so. I see those at conventions and they're $10.
Oh, really?
You can buy them for $10. Because I see them all the time, and I was like, nostalgia, I remember this toy. I had the same exact thing. I look at the price. Oh, it's $10. Yeah, it wasn't worth much. But yeah, just starting from toys, moving on. I've had Voltrons, like the die-cast, the heavy ones.
Oh, okay.
I had the full complete set of Voltrons. I had a bunch of G.I. Joes. So it was like just that comic book world, I guess, cartoon world. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god! It's funny that you mentioned those two because my dad was into Voltron, and he actually had the car version of Voltron. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's called Voltron 2 or something. If you want, you can look it up.
Yeah.
It's Voltron, but it's just his assembly are all vehicles. There's a helicopter, or a plane.
I never saw that one.
Let me see, is it there?
2?
It should be in that one of the pictures, but I don't know if it was Voltron 2. I know it's Voltron, but he had there it is. His chest plate is an airplane.
I never saw that one.
His head was a spaceship. His feet were little vans, and he had it as a collectible, but I was young, so I ended up taking it. I actually ended up breaking it for him, and what was it, 2 years ago? And oddly enough, I ended up collecting each individual off eBay and gifted it to him because I broke his so long ago.
Were they cheap?
No, they weren't. I think I spent close to $200 in the end
set?
for the whole set because I bought each individually and I bought the box as well.
I don't think that's actually that bad. $200.
Yeah, and it was for, like I said, nostalgia reason, and I just remember breaking it, and of course I got my ass whooped at the time. And then, like you said, Ninja Turtles. I forgot about that. I was huge into Ninja Turtles.
Huge Ninja Turtles.
I remember I had Ninja Turtles that you could hide their arms in their shells, and and their heads would flip from like a mature Ninja Turtle to like almost like a baby turtle face.
I don't remember those.
Funny enough, now they're replicating all those old toys to like new kids today. And we've gone to Toys R Us and they have like a retro kickback, and I ended up buying a Shredder because when I was small, I remember that I wanted Shredder. Yeah, exactly, that one. Yeah, I wanted Shredder, but my parents couldn't afford it at the time for whatever reason, and it just a toy I've always wanted.
Yeah, I remember growing up with these toys. There was this one Michelangelo doll. Mm-hmm. It was like a surfing Michelangelo. I remember my little brother broke it, and I was so mad at him for a long time. And I still remember that. But it just, again with the toys.
So that's what started off for you, the toys?
Just having the toys.
Uh-huh.
Like the cartoon world, comic book world toys. And then, same thing with the Tim Burton 89 Batman. It changed my life. That was just like, to see that on the big screen. I remember going to see it at a drive-in. My dad took me to go see it at a drive-in. I think it was a double feature with Home Alone.
Oh, that's a good combo.
Was Home Alone 89? When did that come out?
IMDb is 90. So
I missed
you could have just
late.
If you saw the movie later on,
like early 90.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the few times I'd seen it at the drive-in.
Yeah.
But that Tim Burton 89 Batmobile just changed my life. Just movie-wise. I started collecting everything I could, or like my parents would buy me. I remember having calendars, like again those action figures.
Really?
My first love was Vicky Vale, Kim Basinger, Vicky Vale.
Really?
That was the first time I can remember writing a love letter.
Did you really?
I wrote a love letter to Vicky Vale.
God, you're so innocent then.
That was it. That changed me, dude.
You know, funny story. My parents loved going to the swap meet, and I remember they got me like a bootleg version of Batman toys, like almost like luchadores kind of looking, but it was spray painted Batman. You can tell. But I had fun with them, you know.
The Swap Meet toys are so cool.
Yeah.
They're so random, so weird.
Yeah, you have the packages you look at. It'll be Spider-Man Luchador, and then like an Iron Man Luchador, and then a Venom, and then a Batman, all in the same package.
Yeah, that was it with movies. But I'd always loved movies too, even as a little kid. I'm a huge horror fan too, so I'm like into comics, movies. Horror movies is like one of my favorite genres, but I was still like all the genres, like action comedies and B movies.
But you're a horror junkie then.
I love horror movies too.
Your niche right there.
Yeah, so into the movie world, I think my first movie loves were horror movies because I can remember seeing Poltergeist as a kid, and Gremlins and all those. Like even nowadays, it's like, what was I doing watching this as a kid? These aren't kids movies.
You know what? The only movie, because I love horror movies as well, but the movie that actually ended up scaring me when I was little was It.
It
when did that one
scared
come
the
out?
hell out of me. I think that was a TV movie. It came out in the 90s? Early, or
Was
maybe
it a TV
1990?
movie?
Yeah.
God, with a clown?
Yeah, 1990. With Pennywise? Yeah, 1990 TV miniseries.
Yeah.
It was a two-parter.
Scared to look under my bed. Only movie that ever did that when I was little. Scared to look under the bed. And wasn't the clown played by
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
God. Guy's a great actor.
That guy's amazing. But and then as far as like the comic book world, I wasn't a big reader growing up. I hated reading in high school, junior high school. So first book I ever read was Jurassic Park, when Jurassic Park came out. So that was like the first book I actually read on my own. But as far as comic book
So you
goes,
saw the movie first? And
saw the
you read
movie first, then I read the book. Liked the book better.
Did you really?
Yeah. Because there was just so much more that it goes into.
Do you, John?
And as far as comic book goes, that was just maybe in the last 5 years. Because I've always been into this world, the comic world. Batman has always been like my love since the action figure days. But the end of that last relationship I had, I was like, I got so much free time on my hands. I got so much like money now that I don't, have to spend on someone else. It's like I was like, okay, I'll dive into this world, like comic books and all the stuff that I'm into, like more. And it was actually you and David Castro from work that started like recommending, like, read this, read that, and that you guys started me in the comic world.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. If you're hearing a little voice, it's my daughter.
It's just not a ghost.
We can pause this, edit out. Edit
point. Actually, even before then, now that I'm remembering, I did have comic books. They were... I remember the Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That run. I bought them, I think... What was it? 7-Elevens? I bought like the 7-Eleven issues.
Your first comic book bought by yourself was the
It's
7-Eleven?
either those,
or
if not, the Spawn action figures came with a comic.
Oh my
Remember
god!
those?
Yes.
The Spawn action figures.
I actually had one.
I loved. Spawn was probably my next favorite as far as like the movie.
The movie's one that introduced me to Spawn. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that now. God. I ended up getting, Spawn was an amazing toy. It's the toy that your parent never wanted to buy you because it looked demonic.
My parents didn't care.
Really?
Like, because I had that, I had Violator and Clown.
Oh,
You know how crazy those things looked. And it came in the Overkill, the big buff guy.
Yeah.
The big cyborg looking thing. And each one came with a comic book. So as far as comic books, those were like my first, but just because like it came with the toy, or there was the whole Death of Superman thing.
Double
like,
whammy there. You got both.
Yeah.
So you bought the original.
The
Death of
original.
Superman?
No, it was just the 7-Eleven run. I don't know if it like counts as an official from like if it's a
It
different type
should,
of
yeah.
printing.
7-Eleven do sell actual. I mean, yeah, it should be.
When
but,
was that?
I don't know.
Death of Superman.
But me and Cass were talking about is what really introduced you
guys
back into actually becoming a comic book reader.
Yeah, because I initially, I don't even remember how I found out about 4-Color Comics. I think it was you.
It was me, yeah.
4-Color Comics. I think I went in there and I think I bought, because Batman was always my favorite character, so I went straight to, 'cause it was just so intimidating walking in and not really knowing the comic book world.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I love Batman for sure, so I'll go straight to just Batman titles.
Mm-hmm.
And from there I picked up his New 52. His New 52 run issue, it was at about issue 10, 11 when I started buying.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I bought all the the back issues.
So me and
looking as far
Castro's
back.
conversation was piqued your interest enough where you're like, you know what, let me check this out again. Let
Just
me
like
revisit
working,
this part.
yeah, working with you, talking about comics, because I was just like already into Batman. People, because
I would have assumed you were reading Batman because you're so much into Batman.
oh yeah, because I'd always been into it, and then just like especially like the Batman Begins
Yeah,
coming back and like
the Nolan Batman. Yeah.
restarting Batman like resurgence, and then the Dark Knight came out. I was just like I watched that movie nonstop. I saw that movie like 5 times in IMAX at theaters. So like people, Willie at work started calling me Batman. So I think it stuck from that, and people hearing him call me Batman.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. I'm glad I had a little bit of a doing on piquing your interest back into comic books.
Yeah,
That's like I said, that's how I got piqued back into comic books. Having my partner just telling me his great stories.
yeah. So just hearing you guys like telling me about like all the great issues and doing a little research on my own, looking for all like the best comics or like what comics to read, and it's Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns is probably like the number one Batman story that anybody talks about, and then from then like Zero Year, and then just getting into Justice League too.
Did you ever
Just
get
like
into Marvel? Is that a world you've had a hard time getting into? It just never piqued your
I've
interest?
always liked it. I watched the animated series, the X-Men
God,
animated
that's
series.
such a great cartoon.
That was so cool. Just like theme song, like you'll never forget it, and then it's just so cool.
I still have some retro shirts that have the X-Men, the original X-Men.
I downloaded the series, and it's very dated. It's like, oh, that is like '90s right there. You're watching it, it's like that feels '90s.
Oh, and
It's so
the
funny.
girls having those what is it? Those business suits with the big old.
The hair, the business suits, just the animation style
Yeah.
of it too feels so '90s. It's funny, but yeah, I still love Marvel. I love all Spectrum, Image, and IDW, and I love the Vertigo stuff.
Yeah, I like the Vertigos and the Hellblazer run.
My favorite as far as Vertigo is American Vampire. David Castro actually told me about American Vampire. He gave me the first volume to read. I read it and just like instantly fell in love with it.
Really, I have yet to touch that one.
And that plus Scott Snyder writing Batman.
Uh-huh.
Scott Snyder wrote American Vampire. Just
He
like instantly
did.
huge like Scott Snyder fan, and then following whatever he does, and like all his little short runs as far as there's like a 10-issue miniseries called The Wake.
Oh, okay.
He did Superman Unchained with Jim Lee as the artist. That was a cool little storyline. So that's another thing too, as far as like to the comic world, it's being so intimidated with so many issues, so many characters.
Yeah,
And I've heard from other people
can
too.
be overwhelming. Yes.
Pick an artist that you or a writer that you like
Mm-hmm.
and follow his work, and it'll expand from there. You'll learn about other writers and this and that, and like Grant Morrison, it's like another guy, and
Oh, yeah.
just builds from there.
And for me, honestly, I get bored quickly, so sometimes I like to just I grab a title or something that just grabs me and I'll read it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. One that I ended up enjoying was The Boys, which is pretty graphic, pretty.
What are you telling me about?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Where
1992, The Death of Superman.
oh, that's when you got your first actual comic.
That was probably like my first series of comics.
Yeah, The Boys, man. That God, that it's pretty much like if the heroes would ever go bad or did something that got out of line, the government had a failsafe that would put them in check, and as in check, as in kill them, and it was pretty graphic. Not your, let your kids kind of read them, but that was a really good reading. I would have never read it if I just just
Is it generic heroes or does it talk about specific?
generic heroes.
So
It's not really based on the heroes. It's based on that crew. They call themselves the boys that just go and keeping these heroes in check.
Oh.
But there's more to the story. Another one that I like was is it Irredeemable? Yeah, look that one up. Irredeemable. I think Mark Waid started that one. That one was an amazing
Irredeemable.
read.
What is this?
It's pretty much essentially it's
2009?
if Batman, Superman, just essentially that's just good example. Say Superman just snapped and went psychotic. That's essentially how it starts. You have this Omega God, demigod kind of guy that was a hero, but just one day just snapped and pretty much scorched a lot of the earth, just killed almost all the heroes. and then enemies and heroes, got together and trying to find a way to stop them. It was an amazing read, and I recommend anybody to pick that run up. It's amazing. Let's see, Hellblazer though, man. I mean, it's a long run, but
It was like
I
60 volumes.
I marathon through it. I remember it. It throws you off at first because some of the art it's so old, but so amazing at the same time. It's just captivating and it's so graphic. It's some good stories. I mean, you're having a little girl lose her arm. He's sending a girl to hell.
I read the first couple issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the art is kind of hard to get through, hard to enjoy.
Yeah.
But because of the TV show, and it followed some of like the opening of the series. Because I started watching the TV show first before you told me to read the Hellblazer series.
Yeah.
So like, oh, this is just like the show was. So like, I was able to get through those issues, but just having, because I downloaded it and I had it on my tablet.
Yeah.
I like having the physical copy better. Like reading on tablet, it's hard. It's harder for me.
I can do it. It's easy for me to do that when I want to do a marathon run on anything. Just next volume, next volume, next volume.
I think I get too distracted with like, oh, another app, or a game, or
Man.
watch a movie or something.
If I'm looking at a screen, I can stay focused for days on that specific thing. Try to get my attention. That's something else.
Yeah, because when I read, I just throw on the soundtrack, sit and just read, and I can go through issues.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we're talking about what is it? Being intimidated by new comics if you're coming to that world, and it's always great to ask other people. Maybe your interests are completely different to somebody else. Like like I said, I'm really into that Marvel world. But like I said, always ask someone what you're reading. You can always ask the comic book guy who's at the register. Tell him what you're interested in. He can always guide you.
Yeah, those guys were super cool, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Like they immediately just made me feel comfortable, and like within a matter of a few visits, like they knew my name and like I was part of the club.
Yeah,
and it was pretty cool. Like for them to remember me.
Yeah. It's always welcoming. Just gotta start, man. All right, let's see.
And then from that, just the convention world of it too. Once I found out about conventions and going to conventions, it was like the greatest time ever.
So you weren't doing conventions at that point? You've never done a convention?
All this stuff within the last 5 years. After my breakup, I was like, I got all this free time. Let me just dive into what I always like to do. Love movies. I love comics. I love the comic world and comic heroes. So let me start reading that. Let me start, following that stuff. And then I found out about conventions. I went to my first convention. I was just addicted.
Oh, that's cool, man. I would assume that you were already doing conventions.
Yeah.
I was able to do Comic-Con conventions in 2007, 8, 9. Back when it was actually easy to go to them.
Yeah.
Now, God, you need a prayer to get tickets. I think I've been in a dry spell for the past...
That's just San Diego. All the others have
3 or 4 years.
The others have been WonderCon, Kamikaze. I've gotten tickets easy.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Those are always great, but you still got to do your San Diego, man.
That's one thing I want to do. That's a bucket list.
That's the con to go.
Just to see the madness, experience it once.
It is madness. You can't. It's hard to enjoy it in one day because it's just so much to do.
Yeah, it has to be the 4 day.
Yeah, it really is because
4 or 5 days.
So, yeah, there's a 4 day. Or you get the 4 day, but there's a preview night. I guess they call it.
Yeah.
But that's intimidating. That's a lot to cover, man. And after my first one that I went to, you learn from your mistakes, man. Comfortable shoes, backpack, plenty of water, deodorant. Oh God, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if people just don't smell themselves, but the BO that comes with the cons, man.
There's a certain odor that comes out of that place.
There is a waft of odor that just comes out of people sometimes. And I don't know if people just are too nice to say anything, but I mean, simple matters, but you can, I think it should be fine telling someone, hey man, you want some speed stick or something,
I feel bad for those girl cosplayers.
Oh.
They're super nice because they never say anything, and then they're dealing with some bad BO.
Oh yeah, getting hugged and everything.
I've seen some of those girls with looks on their faces, like when some guy's talking to her, and she's like, staring off into space like, somebody help me. Somebody get me out of here.
Oh man, you know what? That gets me to the next thing. I've never done cosplay. I know you have, and that's something recently you've gotten into.
Yeah.
How's that been? How's that process gone for you so far?
That's been a lot of fun. I think the building and the crafting of the costume is a lot more fun than wearing it.
Really?
Because it's really hard work wearing it and putting up with it throughout the day.
Really?
Because my very first one was that Batman Zero year.
Yeah.
And I wore the wrong boots. I wore like some old pair of work boots.
Yeah.
That were like torn up. So all I bought were like insoles.
Uh-huh.
And I was 3 hours. I only lasted 3 hours in it. I had to go back to because I rented a room.
Yeah.
And I went back to the room, changed out shorts, t-shirt, and my sneakers.
You tapped out
It
at 3 hours, huh?
3 hours.
That uncomfortable.
It is hard work.
Are your feet bleeding?
Not that bad, but it's hard work. It's
really
tiring. My legs were tired.
How did you feel?
I don't know why.
How did you feel though? Having people go up to you, calling you Batman,
That
saying,
was cool.
asking them for asking if they can take pictures with you.
That was super cool. It's just like people were like coming up to me and talking to me, and I don't get that often.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty quiet and
pretty shy guy. Yeah.
So that was really cool. People and just the people that recognized what costume I was wearing too was like added even more to like, oh, that kind of like my heart grew 3 seconds.
Like, yes.
Yeah. Like, oh, you read.
I can die now.
And the little kids too, they were super cool.
Really?
There was this one kid who's like, "You look like Batman." I was like, "I am Batman." Like I did the voice, "I am Batman." But it was really fun. But yeah, like just the building and crafting of the costume is super fun too.
And how many cosplay costumes have you done?
I've done two.
Two?
Just the 0 year. I've modified the 0 year from one convention to the next.
Okay.
I bought a like more professional cowl, as opposed to like the Halloween shop cowl.
Mm-hmm.
So the investment of the money was a lot more worth it too, because like a lot more people were like, "Oh, that looks really good. That looks really cool."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then the other one was the armored version of the character Talon. He's from the Court of Owls run of the New 52 Batman that came out with Scott Snyder writing and Greg Capullo, who's one of my favorite artists. And right now I'm actually. Do you remember Daniel, that guy we met at the line for one of the movie premieres from Four Colors?
Yeah.
And I've seen him at theater every once in a while. I'm helping him build a Rebel Wars. Is that the animated series, the Star Wars?
The
Rebel Wars?
I think it's like Rebel Alliance or something.
Actually, I have this picture saved. I'm helping him build his Obi-Wan costume. Rebel Obi-Wan costume.
How did that happen? How did that come about?
Because he liked what I did with my Talon,
Uh-huh.
armored Talon. He asked me to help him build it. So it's basically a stormtrooper outfit without the mask. And Obi-Wan has like this robe with it too.
That's his right now?
That's just like this is the costume there.
Oh, okay. But
So if you guys want to look up Rebel Obi-Wan, it's from the animated series.
look it up because I don't want to keep saying the wrong name for that. Star Wars Rebel? No, it's just Star Wars Rebels, I think.
Star Wars Rebels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge Star Wars fan, are you?
Not super fanatical about it. I liked it, watching the VHS tapes growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is a cool movie, it's a cool space action movie. But I'm not like diehard like all the true diehards.
Yeah, I can say the same thing. I enjoy the movies. Can't say that I'm completely a hardcore fan about it, but I enjoy all the movies, and I've enjoyed the last one.
Yeah, like I've never went off the movies, like following all the canon, like the mythology of like all that extended universe and all that other stuff.
There's some great stories in there, though.
I've heard that they pick bits and pieces for the new ones coming out too. Is that right? But yeah, the Force Awakens I loved.
That was
Absolutely.
That was a great movie. That was a great movie.
Seen it 3 times already.
Have you?
And this is, what, 2-3 weeks after it's come out already?
That's not a bad number.
I'm lagging. I should have seen it more. I've liked it that
There's,
much.
I know some people that
I've liked it that much.
So we won't spoil it for those people who haven't seen it yet, but it was a great movie.
I actually met somebody who hadn't seen it yet, and he's an actual Star Wars fan.
Really?
Yeah, it was at the hospital. He was reading the Star Wars on his phone.
Yeah.
I was like, is that like the Han Solo? Because I saw an image of Han Solo. I was like, is the Han Solo standalone comic, or is that the Star Wars comic? So we started talking about it and asked him, like, how many times have you seen Force Awakens? And he's like, I haven't seen it. So
Oh, man.
what? He said, I have the audiobook, and I've listened to that nonstop. So you got to watch the movie. That's just
What do you mean the audiobook? Like a script
like
read?
it's an adaptation of the movie into a book. They have that like a lot of movies.
Oh really?
So it's adapted from the movie to a novel novel style.
So they took the movie and made it into a novel.
It's basically the movie in a book.
I don't know that they
So
do
he has that
Oh.
audio like. What is
So
that?
he knows what's going on in that.
So he knows the story,
Oh,
but he
okay.
hasn't
just
seen
hasn't
the
seen
movie.
it.
And I
Oh,
told him
okay.
you got to watch it. It's an actual experience watching this movie. Because the story is cool. It's got its flaws, but it's cool. It's fun. The action, the adventure,
Mm-hmm.
the new characters I love, all of them. But just to see it on the screen, it's like amazing.
Yeah. Well, that was a good way to end 2016 with sci-fi movies. Or did I say 2016?
2015.
2015. Yeah, sorry about that. A little bit tired. I've been painting the house. What about 2016?
2016.
You excited for all those
2016
Marvel, DC movies and sci-fi movies are coming out?
2016 is gonna be insane.
Let's see, what's coming up first? Is it
For
Deadpool?
pop culture, movie nerds, movie lovers.
Yeah.
This is no order, but this is just a list of movies that I'm gonna be in theaters at least
Oh, yeah.
once a month.
Yeah.
Starting with Deadpool in February.
Now, I know Deadpool has a big, huge fan base, and a lot of people would just gravitate towards him because, I mean, it's every teen's and preteen's dream. Assassin, cracks jokes, doesn't die. You know what I mean? And vulgar.
I never got too into the I know what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
I've read when Marvel came out with the Marvel Now, I guess like their new 52 version of
Yeah.
their series. Only because the artist was Tony Moore. And he's
Mhm.
another one of my favorites. He wrote The Walking Dead. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. Or he didn't write he drew. He was the artist.
The
for
original
Walking Dead.
original artist.
Yeah, so he drew this next early run of that, and especially also because Brian Posehn was one of the writers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that guy's funny.
But never really into it prior to all that.
Not really. I think the conventions kind of. I grew tired of Deadpool because of the Deadpools at conventions. Something about I'm over the convention Deadpools
He's a popular
because
recurring character, but you can say that about Batman though.
that's true. But just me personally, this is me. I'm over that smart ass convention Deadpool. It was funny at first.
He got old really quick.
That's his character. That's who he is. But seeing what they're doing in the movies, like that's cool. I'm enjoying that. I'm seeing what they're doing in the movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie as well. I read a couple of his comic books. I bought a few of them. I can see what you mean. I mean, I myself grew tired of it, but he's still a great character that Marvel has, and I'm also excited. And from what I've seen, I'm glad that they took that route. And it all started from what, a leaked test footage, about two
Supposedly
years.
Yeah.
Supposedly, and did they ever figure out who leaked it? Nobody's ever.
Well, everybody's
confessed
saying
to
that
it?
the director. All the fingers are pointed at the director of it. I don't know.
Well,
Director's name is
good on
looking up.
him. Good on him. I mean, what? Because of that leak, had people talking about it. Fans started talking about it.
Tim Miller.
Tim Miller.
Tim Miller. Yeah.
Is he directing this one? as well?
He's directing the Deadpool movie 2016.
Good for him, man. I mean, the leaked trailer. What was it? It was all CGI though.
Yeah.
And then I remember they also leaked how he was all, what is it? Ryan Reynolds was all covered in, what is those mocap balls or whatever
The
it is?
dots, the
Yeah,
little
the
mocap
little
dots.
yeah. But that was a great trailer, and I'm glad. I mean, we're getting a movie out of it.
That was
Can't
cool.
wait.
And I love how they make fun of the Deadpool that came out in the Wolverine Origins movie. How they talk crap about him, like from the same studio that sewed his mouth shut the first time. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
No.
They have that?
Where was that one? That was one of the first like teasers.
I could have seen it. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, and then how, also with it's got like the meta stuff where Ryan Reynolds is slamming on Green Lantern.
Oh, I remember
just
that part. Yeah.
That's just so cool.
Okay. Let's see. What's another movie that's coming up?
The one after that would then be BVS DOJ, Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice.
I know that's your web dream right there.
That I already started a savings to just put towards watching that as
Over and
many
over again.
times as I can. Just seeing those two guys. When I saw that IMAX trailer, just seeing them on screen together was so surreal. It's different than seeing the animated versions of them together.
Yeah.
Or like the TV series or YouTube stuff of them together.
Yeah.
To see them on screen, it's just surreal. I was loving it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good movie. All right, so Superman. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
it's great. I mean, Batman's pretty much based off of the Frank Miller.
Oh yeah, what they're doing with that? What they're adapting it from?
Yeah. And then what we have next, it's Captain America: Civil War. Now this
Civil War,
I'm excited about because I've actually read the run and I know they're not going to base it completely off the run, the Civil War arc. But
did you read the whole?
Yeah, I read
all whatever 80 issues with all the offshoots and.
Yeah, all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a great read, man. And
I've read the main run of it. What is it, 7-issue series?
Yeah, run? I like reading spin-offs because you get. I mean, it's gets pretty expensive, but you get a lot more story that you wouldn't normally get. It's just in depth, and it was oddly seeing hero versus hero. You got guys fighting another person. They were just teammates about a week ago or a month ago.
Yeah.
And then seeing the movies coming to what was it, Captain America: Winter Soldier, and seeing Bucky, how he looks, which is amazing, and then knowing how he's gonna be, on Captain's side or Captain's gonna be on his side, it's exciting. And I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, I do love what they did with just using the idea of Civil War of Iron Man and Cap going at each other.
Mm-hmm.
What the movie world did with their story, not actually taking the same story that the comic was, because that would be impossible because there's so many characters that aren't in the movie world that nobody knows about.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, I know a lot of people get real upset. It's not a perfect adaptation. Movie world and comic book world will always be different, and I see it as different universes, and it should be.
That plus nobody's ever happy. If things were flipped, if what the movie is going to be about was the actual comic series that everybody knew about, but the movie that comes out would be the same as what the comic book was, then they'd be complaining that way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the movie, Bucky was the catalyst to why they were fighting or whatever.
Yeah, and you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
There's always going to be naysayers no matter what, You say up, someone will always be saying down.
I'm open to any adaptation of anything. I just want to see the story. I want to see these characters in action and interact, and whatever story these writers come up with, I'll take it in. I'll watch it. I'll either enjoy it or not enjoy it, but I'm not going to bitch and complain about it because it's not the way it's supposed to be over here in the comic book.
And in Civil War, of course, in the comic book, Batman was a huge part of it. I mean, not Batman, sorry. I'm sleepy tired here. Spider-Man. And I'm glad to hear that Spider-Man's going to be on this. I want to see his role is if he's going to be a main protagonist here or...
Just the fact that Marvel is able to use Spider-Man, that Sony said it's okay for them to use Spider-Man in these movies, that was a huge...
And I think it was smart on Sony's part because look at what Marvel's doing.
Aside from that, Sony was... During that time, it was that whole Sony problem with the email hacks and the leaked information. Yeah. So, and they were even almost going to close off the movie department of Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures was going to be no more.
Because of that hack?
Close. Maybe related to that, but there was problems already.
Internal?
So that's why kind of like that Spider-Man issue was like, that really helped.
If that would have happened, then wouldn't Spider-Man revert back to Marvel?
Possibly.
Yeah. But either way, it was a smart move on Sony's part because, like I said, Marvel, God, they're turning, those movies are producing out, man, are
hit after
hits.
hit after hit.
Yeah. And I'll go back to Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'll eat my words on that, but because when I heard of that movie coming out, I was like, and I already knew what the Guardians of the Galaxy were, but I was like, how are they going to pull this off?
Oh.
And I was like, there's no way. They jumped the shark. There's no way, and of course, ended up being a great hit and a great movie.
Yeah, that I had no clue what Guardians of the Galaxy was. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't read the comics. I didn't know any of the character's history or who the character was. But just the fact that James Gunn was the director, I'm a fan of his work. I love that movie Super. I love going back
God, that
to
was that turned pretty crazy violent in the last 10 minutes of the
that
movie.
was dark. That was unexpected.
Yeah.
But it's such a good movie.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, I believe it's still on Netflix, isn't it? Or,
possibly, yeah. Look it up on Netflix or anywhere, iTunes, Amazon. You'll find it. It's called just Super.
has the guy from
Rainn Wilson
from The Office.
And
Juno, check what's her name? Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. And Slither, fan of that movie too. Nathan Fillion fan.
He did Slither?
He did Slither.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And even back to like B movie stuff, like Trauma, this movie company. He worked with them. But yeah, just knowing he was attached to Guardians of the Galaxy, I was looking forward to it. And at that point, what had come out? Phase 1.5 already at that time?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good movie, but it blew like all expectations.
Oh, well, like I said, man, I was hating on it. And like I said, once they showed me that, I was like, can't doubt them. And like I said, and Sony's probably like, hey, maybe see what, give us some exposure with Spider-Man, see what they do with him there, and we can carry on that. So, but like I said, I'm glad and happy that's going down, and it opens it up for other, movie companies to, not merge, but,
share characters.
Hopefully. So what's the next movie for 2016?
Next one on my list, no order as far as the dates go, but X-Men Apocalypse.
Another one I'm excited for.
That one's going to be really
and I know that one caused a lot of drama because when they showed first images of Apocalypse,
yeah,
a lot of people were comparing him. He's purple. What do they call him? His brother for
Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze. God, Power Rangers.
I got tired of hearing that. I wasn't happy or excited about that picture because to me he didn't look intimidating. He was just barely taller than Olivia Munn playing Psylocke. And I think who was standing next to him? Storm also.
Yeah.
So he was barely any taller than him. He didn't look intimidating, and he didn't look like the animated version of himself. But I didn't buy into the Ivan Ooze thing. It was okay. It was just lighting. He looked purple. Okay, big deal. But I got so tired of hearing people saying he looked like Ivan Ooze.
And then they released that trailer. Oh my god, it's amazing.
The trailer looks amazing. I'm still not 100% on board with the way he looks.
Really?
But that scene where he just grows like giant, like he blocks that Xavier punch and it grows, and that's super cool. Like that's scary.
So you wanted him to be an intimidating factor like Apocalypse, to bring up destruction and everything. Just
I wanted him to be a big, intimidating figure. But I'm still looking forward to it because I love Days of Future Past.
What's next?
Independence Day Resurgence.
I don't know about that one.
It surprised me how excited I was for that. I saw the trailer and I was like,
the trailer looks good. I'm not gonna knock it looks good.
It looks. It's an Independence Day movie.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
But it almost looks like
Without Will Smith though.
Yeah, but it also looks like it's like copy paste Independence Day 1. Let's change a few things.
But do you remember how much you liked Independence Day?
Like I said, the trailer looks good. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not. But it.
Jeff Goldblum. Can't go wrong with Jeff Goldblum.
Rico, man. Like I said, I'll give it a meh. I'll probably wait for a DVD or something, or torrent.
The only thing that made me about it was, what's his face? Liam Hemsworth. He's not the greatest actor.
He's in that one too?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
I guess he's the replacement for Will Smith. Because they kill off Will Smith, so they need a second hero, maybe
so they
a
get
pilot.
Thor's brothers?
Yeah. But he's not the greatest actor, so like seeing him in that, I was like, oh, no, really him? But like after seeing that trailer, I didn't know I wanted this so bad until I saw the trailer.
It's a good trailer, man.
It's like, this is something I didn't know I actually wanted.
All right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Got Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond, getting some I didn't like the music used for the trailer. The Beastie Boys.
Oh, was it? I haven't. You know what?
Sabotage?
I've seen the trailer, but I just.
It didn't
It didn't do much for me,
Yeah.
honestly.
I'm looking forward to it because I liked the reboot. I was not a Star Trek fan at all. I could say that I hated the TV show, not ever having seen a second of it or knowing what it was about.
It was
just
never
boring.
for my time.
Yeah,
I was never.
it was just boring to me.
I was never, part of that world. I've seen all the Star Trek movies because I mean, growing up, you HBO, so you get bored,
They were always on.
Exactly, they were always on. So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a movie. I'd watch it. But it's not something I would seek. It's not one day I get bored. Let me watch this movie again. And seeing that trailer, like I said, it was like it didn't do much for me.
Didn't stick to you.
I'll watch it. 'Cause like I said, I enjoy movies, so I will watch it. But I'll be pretty neutral about it.
Yeah, I'd never seen any of the original Star Trek movies. The first Star Trek anything I've ever experienced was this reboot series of movies. Because, again, the people behind it. I'm a huge J.J. Abrams fan. I was a huge fan of Alias, the TV show. I have all the complete set on DVD. Love what he did. He's an awesome writer. He was one of the co-writers on Armageddon, that movie. One of those guilty pleasure type movies. He directed Mission Impossible 3, possibly still my favorite Mission Impossible movie. I love that.
Was that long hair?
No, that's John
Tom
Woo.
Cruise?
That was John Woo. That was part 2.
That was part 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
He was part 3, where he brought in, what's her name? Maggie Q.
Okay.
And that one. And did he introduce Simon Pegg? Yeah, he introduced Simon Pegg into the Mission Impossible
Was it
series.
3? I thought it was
3.
Was it 3?
Yeah. He came back for 4 and then subsequently 5. But yeah, because of the person who was behind it, J.J. Abrams, the reboot, I got into the Star Trek reboot version. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do now without him as director.
Who did they have directing?
He directed that last Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, okay. Let's look at that up.
Look that up.
So at least no more lens flares.
I have no problem with the lens flares. Everybody's just got to pick on something.
Well, I don't think it bothered any people, but it was just something funny to point out. It's just like you're using it a lot.
It's his thing. It's what he likes to do.
Michael Bay has explosions. He has lens flare.
See, there you go. Justin and Michael Bay has that same exact shot in every movie where the two heroes are standing up and the camera's rotating.
You talking about the Bad Boys look?
The Bad Boys look. That was both Bad Boys.
But that was such a badass.
That's in The Rock with Nick Cage and Sean Connery. So he has that shot in every movie.
That's such an amazing shot.
But there you go. He's reusing it in every one. People talking about it's his lens flares, but whatever. Justin Lin is the director of Star Trek Beyond. He directed that last Fast and Furious, I believe.
Which I still haven't seen.
After that,
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I've read the comics on these, and
I haven't.
There's some good reads in there, man. You should go back and buy.
That's still the thing. Like being 5 years into reading comics, it's like still
you feel like you're
still
missing
an
out
intimidation factor. Yeah, missing out on a lot because like I got my Batman, I got my other Batman issue, I got my other Batman series, and like just my like The Walking Dead. I got The Walking Dead, and I got a small little pull list.
But yeah, so I mean, you should go back. You know what? Once I get my collection going, and I get my comics out and sort it, I'll tell you which ones you can read, man. You come over and just read them. But
and I got to start actually.
There's some good reads on there, man.
Making myself read them on tablet because just having the tablet with me at all times is gonna come in so handy.
Now, about the movie, Will Smith.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah?
I don't read the Suicide Squad. I know the character of Deadshot. I don't know his attitude, his persona, his backstory and history, so who they cast as Deadshot, wouldn't matter to me, because I don't know anything about his character.
I was a little taken back. I was like,
I like Will Smith.
Yes. And Will Smith is a great actor.
I've loved him since the Fresh Prince days.
So, when they announced him, I was like, oh, all right, I guess I'll give it a shot.
Deadshot.
I wasn't gonna say like start it ruined it for me. I'm done. I was like, nah, like I said, the movie universe, like I said in the beginning, movie universe is completely different than the comic book universe. So So why not? I'll give it a shot. But I am excited about it, and with all the leaks that have been going out, constantly, like every other day, there's a leak from Suicide Squad. We know Batman.
Batman's in it.
Yeah.
We saw them at first because all the leaks. It was maybe a month worth. Every single day, a leaked picture would come out of our set,
and it was all from Toronto.
And it was all from Toronto, and looked like an all-in-one set. But it also, I'm like seeing all these leaks. I'm like, what is this movie about? It's like some sort of Lord of the Rings voice, because all we do is see them walking, like in a group, bunched up, walking.
That's true. We never really see any plot story to it.
Anything other than them like being on this demolished city set, just like walking from one place to another.
Yeah, and then of course because of those leaks, we got to see the Joker.
I think we saw the actual image of him before the leaks, right?
Yeah, but we didn't know he was gonna be in Suicide Squad. Because it's just the leak was of him taking.
No, we had known he was cast as the Joker before
Yeah.
Before the official image came out.
But
so we knew he was going to be in the movie.
I didn't know he was gonna be in the movie because they showed first. The first leak was it wasn't really. It was himself taking a picture of himself, like the Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
And then they leaked. It was just a front picture of him leaked. Remember showing all his tattoos and everything.
He looked like he was in a suit and he pointed a gun at his head.
No, let's look it up.
Because I remember seeing that.
You just look up leaked.
Yeah, that first picture was like the homage to the Killing Joke.
Yeah, which he took himself.
But there's this other one
that one.
This one here. That one you're talking about?
No.
Or that one? Which one? That one?
Yes.
No, this wasn't leaked. This was officially put out by David Ayer, the director.
Oh, he put it out? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was leaked. But, that's my first time seeing him.
Yeah, we're talking about the official image of Jared Leto, shirtless with the tattoos, the crazy look,
with like
mouth
the
open and
medical
the one purple glove.
Click on it.
That's the first official image of him as the Joker.
No, there's a better one out there.
I remember I was watching Ex Machina. I was in the theaters watching Ex Machina.
Mm.
My brother leaned over, showed me his phone, and it was that picture. I immediately got on my phone, looked it up because I follow David Ayer on Twitter, so I get immediately when they send out any tweet. So I copied the picture and posted it on my Facebook, and I was like, for the next 5 minutes, I was like kind of
bring it up again. Bring the picture. What did you think about it?
Yeah, on the first 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I stopped paying attention to Ex Machina, one of my favorite movies of 2015. One of my favorite movies of 2015. 5 to 10 minutes, I was just like looking at the picture, I looked over at my brother, smiling, what, whoa, I like it. It's completely different because I knew they had to do something different than Heath Ledger, because they can't replicate what he did, or even replicate that look, because even now there's still comparisons to them. If they would have copied it, there would have been the same comparisons, like, oh, he's never going to be as good, blah blah blah. Oh, they're just copying the way he looks, or this and that. I
mean, he truly looks psychotic.
He does. That's one of the first descriptions I thought of that picture too. He's like, he looks psychotic. This is a psychotic Joker.
Yeah.
But yeah, immediately, it took me a second, but I loved it.
I think it's
the full image.
Point. There we go. I like it.
Completely different.
Almost looks like Macaulay Culkin right there.
That was another one of the memes and the jokes of you've seen the memes, right, where they actually photoshopped the image of the house, the Home Alone house, and Marvin and
no,
Harry.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen it? But yeah, it's all the memes that came along with it.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one where instead of the tattoos, it's all these advertisements like Gatorade and Toyota, where the tattoos and he's just a walking advertisement billboard.
That's funny. But I like the tattoo of the smile on his forearm and hand.
On the hand.
So you can already imagine he's gonna be putting that over his face.
And then the cap teeth and all that stuff. Yeah, I saw images people drawing stuff of him with his hand over his mouth, with the tattoo over it. That looked really cool. And then the more discussions I people I follow, discussions about it, and I never even thought to think about the reason he has the cap teeth, because this is already a history of. There's already an established history of Batman in this new DC universe.
Yeah, so there's no origin.
Yeah, this isn't an origin story. So he's already had a history with Batman. So the reason he has these capped teeth is he's had his teeth punched out by Batman. So I was like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together. The only thing I'm not buying is like a little too much. Is just the damage on the forehead.
Why not? I mean, if you're buying everything else,
yeah, I can buy everything, every other tattoo, the ha-has, the Joker skull, but just I don't know, just damage on the forehead is like, all right, but whatever.
Man, why not?
That's the only thing I'm like, but all right, whatever.
You know, how could you not tattoo your face if you tattooed your whole body? You know,
That's just a little much for me. Same goes with.
it wasn't the cap teeth. It wasn't the tattoos. Either. It wasn't the Haas. That
the
little
one, just the one little barely visible damage on the forehead.
That's what did.
Just because it's there.
That's what bugs you.
That's what got me. But I still love it. I'm still, from the moment it was announced that he was cast as Joker, I was on board. He's gonna be great. I knew he was gonna be great. Along with Suicide Squad, the live action Harley Quinn. I am so stoked about. So excited to see Margot Robbie. Perfect casting. She looks exactly like Harley Quinn.
Really? That's a lot of people were upset with it because that wasn't their Harley Quinn. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
But like I said,
but if you were to see that animated Bruce Timm version of, I don't know, I wouldn't. You can't translate that to the screen live action, especially with the way the rest of these characters look.
No, and like when we keep going, the movie world is completely different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's good, good take on it. What do you got next?
But I'm excited. Suicide Squad. That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good.
There's gonna be a second trailer coming out. Oh, January 19th. January 19th, they're going to be I think half an hour special called Dawn of the Justice League.
Okay.
Where they're going to show the second Suicide trailer. They're going to show maybe scenes or images from Wonder Woman, which they're filming right now. And
who's playing Wonder Woman right now?
Gal Gadot.
It looks good on that trailer for Dawn of Justice with that open cut V.
Gal Gadot, I don't know about her acting chops, but she fits the part. Visually, she looks like a Wonder Woman to me. Not, I mean, she doesn't have to be buff. People are complaining because she's not buff enough, or she has a.
People always complain about something.
Yeah.
Tattoos in the forehead.
But what else? Dawn of Justice League. January 19th. It's going to air with, I think, the premiere of DC. What's it, Legends of Tomorrow?
The WB show?
Yeah. This is all going to be on the CW. There's another thing. So that Wonder Woman sneak peek, the Suicide trailer. And I think they're going to go into more of the Justice League characters that are in Batman vs. Superman.
So they're hinting that there might be more than the trailer is showing. As in
it's just not cameos.
Just cameos. So possibly Aquaman.
The Flash.
Yeah. Green Lantern. Is there a Green Lantern cast yet?
There's bits and pieces of a Green Lantern type of thing because there's
so possible mention, but no actual real facial cameo kind of deal.
Well, the actor, you see the actor because it's been revealed that this one actor is playing a drone pilot in BVS, and he looks very much like Hal Jordan.
And you got Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles 2. The first one I saw in theaters. It was what a Ninja Turtles thing is. These four characters, their interaction with each other and beating up a bad guy.
I liked it. I liked how they were, done.
It was okay.
I can accept it.
The only thing I wasn't into was the character design. I don't like the way they make them look.
Really?
But whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. You gotta appease the new crowd, new kids.
I don't know.
My daughter seems to like it. Because
they're Ninja Turtles. She would like them old, or she would like them new.
It's true, but you gotta put your own spin on it, though, right?
Personally, I didn't like the way their faces look. It was just weird.
Really?
It just looked weird to me.
Too weird. Not turtle enough.
Not my Ninja Turtle enough. But I was excited to see the trailer. It was a good trailer, seeing Bebop and Rocksteady.
That was amazing. That was pretty cool. That was nostalgia flashback.
Totally. Watching that, I was like, seeing freaking what's his face, Tyler Perry, Medea.
Yeah.
Baxter Stockman. It's like, whoa, they got Baxter Stockman in this thing, and that whole portal thing. Did Dimension X going on. It's like totally flashback to my Ninja Turtle toys, my action figures, and watching the animated series. So that Ninja Turtles 2, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cool. And then Arrow is playing Casey Jones. What's his face? Stephen Amell.
And then you got Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters reboot, I guess you would call it, or not, or just Ghostbusters redo.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, in a world where we're doing everything's reboot now,
Just all female cast basically, as the main 4 Ghostbusters.
which I'm okay with.
I was on board from day one.
Yeah, the
It's like,
cast
that's
they
cool.
have.
This
Yeah.
is, God, I would say Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, is one of my favorite 80s movies, if not the number one favorite 80s movie. The Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters. Bring up the cast. But yeah, man, all female. I'm okay with that.
Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, this is off the top of my head, Kristen Wiig,
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
and God, Kate McKinnon.
Jeez, that was all on top of your head.
Because I watch Saturday Night Live still.
Really?
I don't know how many people still watch Saturday Night Live every
Really?
Saturday night. So Kate McKinnon's one of the newest cast members from the last couple years. She's got some funny characters. She's funny. Leslie Jones is funny. She's hilarious. But
You know, I was never able to get into Saturday Night Live ever.
Ever?
I was a Mad TV kid growing up.
I loved Mad TV too. First maybe 3 seasons of Mad TV. 3, 4 seasons. But I would go back and forth. I'd record Saturday Night Live. Because that's 11:30. I would watch Mad TV at 11.
But yeah, I'm excited for this movie either way.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
I'm not hating on that whole female reboot. Ghostbusters is still Ghostbusters. It still has the same 4 actors. The guys, the original. That's never going to go anywhere. So Paul Feig did not ruin anything, the director. He did not ruin my childhood by casting all ladies.
Yeah, I remember my dad had the Ghostbusters soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I would play it all day, every day.
I still listen to it randomly. I listen to it at the gym.
Do you really?
Every once in a while I get the mood. Just to listen to... Oh, you know? Have you played the Ghostbusters video game?
No.
That is one of my favorite video games of all time.
Really?
Being the Ghostbusters... It's like a Ghostbusters Part 3. The gameplay mechanics is cool. It's fun. It's a really fun game. I absolutely love that game. I think it's very underrated. It is such a good game.
I'll give it a try. Right now what I'm playing is what is it? Evil Within Me or something like that?
Evil Within?
Yeah.
I haven't started playing it yet.
That's... It keeps you on your toes, man. That's a tense game. Very tense.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's a good game because it's an actual throwback to the survival horror games.
It is.
Because you're underpowered in it.
Oh yeah, and they have jump scares, of course, but
Yeah.
it just keeps you on edge, and I'm all into those kind of old school horror games. You know, the Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Amazing game. That will forever be the game that has sucked me in so much. I have every single one. Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the reboots, remakes.
I never got past Part 3.
Oh man, it's a great video game. And I was, people were playing, the Resident Evils. I was all the Silent Hill.
I was all on board for the Resident Evils until 5.
Which one was that?
That was
They were on the boat?
That was like the desert stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like where they're in the desert and these people are infected by this virus, but they're not actually zombies or something.
Yeah. After the first one, I just deviated to something completely different.
So Ghostbusters, I'm super excited for.
Yeah.
That's one I'm super excited for. All those actresses are super funny, so it's going to be a funny movie. Paul Feig's made some good comedies. Bridesmaids, one of my favorite comedies.
Well, you know what? I won't lie. I saw that, I was like, that's a total chick flick. And like I said, I secretly saw it.
Secretly,
felt dirty,
In theaters?
I was in the corner, shades closed, locked
in
the
your
door, unhooked the phone. I turned the cell phone off and watched it, but it was a really funny movie, man.
I went to the movie theaters. I bought my tickets for Bridesmaids.
Did you really?
I did. I went
Did you
and
buy
saw
two?
it.
And you said, my wife.
Oh, my
wife will
my
meet
date's
me
gonna
here."
meet me. My date's gonna meet me. No, I saw it by myself.
It's a funny movie.
And I have it on Blu-ray.
All right. Well, you got Gambit in there.
Gambit. I'm pretty sure that's still a done deal. They're working on it. They just found a director, I think. Because there was an issue about the director leaving, right? Gambit 2016. Channing Tatum.
I heard he walked out.
Nah. Well, there was rumors of it.
Daddy.
But he signed for it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Doug Liman is the director. Doug Liman's a good director. He directed The Firstborn. He directed Edge of Tomorrow or Live, Die, Repeat or whatever million ways they titled it. I'm still going. Edge of Tomorrow is the name of that movie.
Yeah, but Shannon Tatum, I don't know, man.
He's not my favorite guy in the world. I liked him in the 21 Jump Streets.
He was hilarious. But I'll give it a chance, you know.
But again, yeah, just
I'll
like
give it a chance.
every other casting of every other superhero, people have complained about.
That's the one I would complain about.
Yeah, as of IMDb, as of today, it still shows. This is actually showing October 7th, 2016. So, looking forward to that as part of the comic world of movies.
Yeah.
Not too familiar with his character other than
I'm guessing the X-Men
animated
show.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which he was dope, you know. Cajun Man. Let's see what you got. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is
now
next.
that I'm excited for that.
I'm looking forward to it, even though I know nothing about it.
You know nothing about him or the movie itself.
Both.
Or both. You got who do you have?
I know
Cumberbatch.
I know more.
Cumberbatch.
I know more about the movie than the comic book. But again, because it's a Marvel production, they're not going to go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And just have you seen the images that come out lately?
Yeah. I just
with like the magic effect in his hands and stuff.
Yeah.
And he has that collar and the cape.
No, I haven't seen
Looks
that
really
one.
cool.
That one.
You haven't seen it?
I was just seeing like that profile pic of Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch. How do you say that?
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch.
They're strange.
So they're going full magic on there. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Learning about Doctor Strange.
That's gonna be fun. He you know what? I'm also a big fan of comic books that deal with magic. So I'm excited for this.
That's cool.
All right, let's see what else we have for the list.
After Doctor Strange, Star Wars Rogue One.
Now this, you know what? The more and more I hear about this, the more I get excited for about it. And this is supposed to be about the rebels that stole the original plans for the Death Star.
Yeah.
And then got into Leia. And this is gonna pretty much tell the story how it all went down. Correct?
Yeah. So what these anthology movies, because you have your episodes, Episode 7, Force Awakens, anthology, they're going to be Star Wars Rogue One. So these kind of jump around in the timeline of the
Star Wars
histories
universe.
in Star Wars universe.
This takes Star Wars between 3 and 4, or just before 4, I should say. This happens just before 4.
Yeah, but yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's another Star Wars movie. Basically,
That's a great cast, man.
It's gonna be fun.
Let's see what do you got next.
Assassin's Creed.
I've only played the game, the first one. I have the other ones. I just haven't had the time to actually play it, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's one of the games also on my backlog of games that I have.
And you got, of course, Bender playing that one.
Fassbender as the main character in this, and it's actually he's not playing the character from the game world. It's a new.
So they're all
assassin, a new
spin-offs.
character. But this one with one I don't have on my list. What is it? What did I say? Warcraft.
Yeah.
It's like high hopes for like the video game community. Like finally we're gonna have some good video game adaptations.
Do you
into
think
movies.
it's just a little too late for those people that were waiting for that movie? You know.
Warcraft?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. And then another one I'm looking forward to is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's kind of a spin-off to the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
Because you know the story about it?
Not too much.
In Harry Potter, one of the classes they study, one of the books they have is called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay.
So this movie is basically that book, kind of like the history of that book and those characters in that book.
Pretty much based on the guy that wrote the book.
So I'm sure there's a bunch more movies that aren't listed on here.
But this is all the time we
watching.
have for today. I mean, not too bad for.
I think we pretty much blew our load in our first episode because we talked a lot about the movies.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about the next episode?
We'll see, man.
We still got the TV world. You're like, you don't watch the TV stuff.
No, not. I mean,
because I'm all caught up on Flash TV series, Supergirl, The Arrow. I don't watch Agents of Shield. I watch iZombie.
I've been pretty behind because of this whole buying the house and just all this painting and dealing with this little monster. So I mean,
because you're an adult.
Yeah, but I'll marathon through some of that stuff, man. But
yeah, we'll pepper those in throughout the episodes. We're gonna try to shoot for one a week if we can.
Yeah.
And schedule. But this is basically what we're going to be doing.
Just talking about stuff that we enjoy. And
same as a lot of podcasts you've probably heard out there. So but this is just this weirdos with this little monster that won't go to sleep at 11:34. That
sorry you guys just hear random little voices throughout the recording and her YouTube sounds or whatever videos she's watching. But that's it for us today. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thanks for hearing us out.
This has been.
Hope you can be with us and watch us grow as a podcast.
Yeah, we'll see where we take this.
SNES podcast.
SNES, the SNES podcast,
which stands for
Super Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate.
I like the Syndicate part. That's my idea.
That was it. The Syndicate was that idea.
All right, guys. See you maybe next week.
Depending on when you're listening to this. Maybe next week. Maybe in a few minutes after you're done with this one and your backlog maybe we're on issue 200 by the time you're listening to this.
Hello, future self.
Hi, from the past.
All right. You guys have a good night.
This is Drew.
This is Los.
Later.